Welcome to the Python Crash Course, your express ticket to the exciting world of Python programming. In this fast-paced course, we will dive headfirst into the fundamental concepts and essential syntax of Python. Whether you are a beginner taking your first steps into coding or someone looking for a quick refresher, this course will equip you with the key knowledge to start writing Python code with confidence. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea if needed, and get ready to embark on Python adventure. Python is a versatile programming language known for its simplicity and readability. It is beginner-friendly and widely used in web development, data analysis, artificial intelligence, automation, and more. Python has a strong community of developers and offers interactive chill for experimentation. It also has extensive libraries that simplify complex tasks and can be run on different operating systems. First, go to python.org, navigate to the download button and click on it. After the download is completed, click on the file to initiate the installation process. During the installation, select the option to add python.exe to the system path. Finally, click on the Install button. Once the installation is complete, you can close the installation window. Now we need to have something called an IDE, which stands for Integrated Development Environment. An IDE is a text editor that you will use to write Python code. There are many IDEs available, but in this tutorial we will use Visual Studio Code. To download VS Code, follow these steps. Open a web browser and search for VS Code. Visit the official VS Code website. Download the installation file for your operating system. Once the download is complete, run the installation file. Open the downloaded file and select I accept agreement. Click Next, and then choose Options. Add Open with Code action to Window Explorer File Context menu. Add Open with Code action to Window Explorer Directly Context menu. Click Next. Finally, click Install to begin the installation process. Once the installation is complete, open VS Code and install Python extension. To install the Python extension, follow these steps. Click on the extension button on the left sidebar in VS Code. It looks like a square icon. In the extension search bar, type Python and press enter. The first search result should be the official Python extension by Microsoft. Click on Install to install it. Congratulations! Now we are ready to create your first Python application. Oh well, we will start with something simple, really easy. We will create a program called the Hello World program. It is a simple program that prints phrase Hello World. To do that, follow these steps. Go to your desktop and create a file. Name the file anything.py. Right-click on the file and choose Open with VS Code. In VS Code editor, write the following line of code. Print Hello World. Congratulations! You have successfully created your first application. Now, to see the output of your program, save the file and then run it by clicking Run button on the top toolbar or by pressing the F5 key. Now, you should see the message Hello World displayed on the output console. In Python, a comment is a note you can add to your code using the hashtag symbol. It is ignored by the computer when running the program, but helps you explain or document your code to make it easier to understand. A variable in Python is like a container that stores a value. It is a way to give a name to a piece of data, so that you can refer it and use it later on your program. Think of it as labeled books where you can put different data types, such as numbers, text, or even more complex objects. Here is an example of creating and using variable in Python. Variable declaration, the line message equal double quotation hello world declares a variable named message and assign it to the value hello world. In Python, you can create variable by choosing name. in this case message, and using the assignment operator equal to assign a value to it. Printing the variable, the line print message is used to display the value of the message. Remember, the variable could be anything, could be text, numbers, or more. Data type is a classification or category of data that determines the type of values that can be stored. In Python, there are 8 main data types. A text variable refers to a variable that stores textual data, such as words, sentences, or paragraphs. To define a text variable in Python, you need to assign a string value to a variable name, and even we can define it in a lot of ways. Numeric variables refers to a variable that stores numerical data. In Python, we have 3 numeric types: integer, floats, and complex numbers. Integers are whole numbers without decimal point, such as 1, 10, or -5. Floats are numbers with decimal points or number in scientific notation, such as 3.14, -0.5. Complex numbers with both real and an imaginary part, represented as a plus bg, where a and b are floats and g represented the imaginary unit. List, tuple, set, and Frozenset are different data types used to store collections of values. Each has its own characteristics and use cases. List, an order and mutable collection of elements. It is represented by square brackets. Order mean the order of element in list is pre-saved. When you add elements to a list, they are appended to the end, maintaining the order of insertion. Also, you can access individual elements of a list using their index, which represented their position in a list. The index of the first element in a list is 0, the second is 1, and so on. Being mutable means that you can change the elements of a list after it has been created. You can add elements, remove elements, or modify existing elements in a list. You can use various methods and operations to modify lists, such as append, insert, remove, and assignment to specific indices. Tuple, an order and immutable collection of elements. It is represented by parentheses. Immutable means the tuple cannot be modified. Set, an order and mutable collection of unique elements. It is represented by curly brackets. An order means elements in a set are not stored in any specific order. The order of elements may vary each time you access the set. Frozenset, an order and immutable collection of unique elements. It is represented by Frozenset. Dictionaries are versatile data structures that store collections of key-value pairs. Dictionaries are in order, mutable, and iterable, mean their element can be accessed, modified, and iterated over. Here are some key points to understand about dictionaries. 1. Key-value pairs. A dictionary consists of key-value pairs, enclosed in curly brackets. Each key-value pairs is separated by a colon. The key is used to uniquely identify the value associated with it. 2. Uniqueness of a keys. Dictionary keys must be unique. If you assign a new value to an existing key, it will update the value associated with it. If you try to duplicate a key, it will override the existing value. 3. Accessing value. You can access the value associated with a specific key by using square brackets and providing the key. 4. Adding and modify elements. Dictionaries are mutable, so you can add new key value pairs or modify existing ones by assigning a value to a specific key. 5. Removing elements. You can remove key value pairs from dictionaries using the del keyword or the pop method. 6. Dictionary method. Python provides several built-in methods to work with dictionaries, such as keys, values, items, get, update, and more. This method allows you to retrieve keys, values, or key value pairs. Range. The range function is used to generate a sequence of numbers. It is commonly used in loops and other situations where you need to iterate over a sequence of values. Boolean type bool. Boolean is a data type that represents the two truth values, true and false. Boolean are fundamental in programming, as they are used to making logical discussions and controlling the flow of the program. We will talk about them later when we talk about the if-else statement. NoneType is a special data type that represents the absence of a value. It is commonly used to indicate the lack of meaningful results or an initialized variable. Python operators are symbols or keywords used to perform various operations on data. In one sentence, arithmetic operators are used in programming language, including Python, to perform mathematical collections and operations on numerical values. Python supports several arithmetic operators for addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions, modules, and exponentiation. Assignment operators in Python are used to assign value to variable. They allow you to assign and update the value of variable. Compression operators in Python are used to compare values and determine the relationship between them. These operators evaluate expressions and return a Boolean value, true or false, based on the compression result: equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Logical operators in Python are used to combine and manipulate Boolean values. They allow you to perform logical operators on Boolean expressions and make discussions based on the combined results. Python provides three logical operators: and, or, and not. The logical AND operator returns true if both operands are true and false otherwise. If the first operand evaluates to false, the second operand is not evaluated because the overall result will be false. Regardless, the logical AND operator AND return true if both operands are true and false otherwise. If the first operand evaluates the false, the second operand is not evaluated because the overall result will be false regardless. Logical OR. The logical OR operator returns true if at least one of the operands is true and false if both false. If the first operand evaluates to a true, the second operand is not evaluated because the overall result will be true regardless. Logical NOT. The logical NOT operator NOT negates the Boolean value of the operand. If the operand is true, it returns false, and vice versa. Membership operators in Python are used to test whether a value is a member of a sequence or a collection. They are useful for checking if a particular value exists within a list, tuple, set, or string. Python provides two membership operators, in and not in. In operator. The in operator returns true if the value on the left side is found in a sequence or collection on the right side, otherwise it returns false. Here is an example with list. Here is an example with string. Not operator. The not in operator returns true if the value on the left side is not found in a sequence or a collection on the right side, otherwise it returns false. If statement. The if statement in Python is used for conditional execution. It allows you to perform based on whether the certain condition is true or false. The basic syntax of an if statement is as follows. The code checks if the string apple is present in the list fruits. If it is, the statement print apple is in the list of fruits is executed since apple is indeed present in a list. This condition is true and the corresponding code block is executed. If the first element is not true, the code will go to the else if statement. It checks if the string kiwi is not present in the list of fruits. If it is not present, the statement print kiwi is not in the list of fruits is executed in this case. If neither the if or else if condition are true, the code moves to the else block. It will execute the statement print no matching condition. Loops. Loops in Python are used to repeat a specific block of code multiple times. They help automate repetitive tasks and process collections of data. There are two main types of loops. First type, for loop. A for loop is used when you want to perform a certain action for each time. In a collection, like or a string list, it iterates over each time in the collection, allowing you to work with them individually. In this example, the loop goes through each fruit in the fruits lists and print it. A while loop is used when you want to repeat a block of code as long as certain condition is true. It keeps execution the code block until the condition becomes false. In this example, the loops keeps printing the value of a counter as long as it's less than 5. The counter plus equals 1 statement increment the value counter by 1 each iteration. These loops structures allow you to control flow of your program, repeat code as needed, and handle different things if needed. Functions. In Python, a function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task. It helps organization code and makes it easier to understand, maintain, and read. Functions are likely mini program within your program. Here is the easiest way to understand how functions work in Python. Function defined. To create a function, you need to define it. This involves giving a name and specify what it should do when you call it. Here is simple function definition. The def keyword is used to define a function, followed by function name, great in this case, and parentheses. The colon inducts the start of the function's code block. Function call. Once you have defined your function, you can use it by calling the name of the function, following by the parentheses. For example, to call the create function defined above, you would write great parentheses. When you execute this code, it will print hello to the console, parentheses and arguments. Functions can also accept input value, called parameters. Parameters allow you to pass data to the function for it. In the modified create function, we added parameter name. Inside the parentheses, when you're calling the function, we provide argument Alice in the parentheses. The function then uses the argument value to print personalized grading. Return statement function can also provide an output value using return statement. The return statement allows a function to send a result back to the code that called it. In this example, the add numbers functions takes two parameters, a and b. It returns the sum of the a and b. Congratulations on completing this Python crash course. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.